This is Dwayne. He is the heartbreaker around Helen Woodward Animal Center right now. Everyone is just in love with him. We've only known him for a short time. He was actually brought to us through an independent rescuer. He was found wandering the streets in Tijuana, and he was absolutely in dire condition. His original owner was terribly abusive to him. He regularly hit and beat him all over his body. He also had a wire actually tied around his jaw. We can see the deep, deep scars. Once his owner let him go and he was just wandering the streets, the community actually was afraid of how awful he looked and continued to be mean to him. They threw rocks at him, they threw scalding water at him. You would think that after that he wouldn't trust humanity, but we haven't seen anything from him but trust and love.
We're gonna try and remove this scarring, bring up that part where it's pinched in so we can open up his nose a little bit so he breathes better and isn't snorting and having trouble with breathing. We also found out he has a dislocated hip where we're not going to be able to put it back in the socket and keep it there, but the nice thing about dogs is you can get by without the ball part of your hip, and they form what's called a false joint, but it will keep him from having pain in the future. This elbow is dislocated, so the bone no longer articulates the way it should. So when he walks, he sort of does an interesting little hop skip. The concern is when it hasn't been working properly, that you're gonna start to get some loss of the bone density here. He's going to go see a specialist, and we're going to talk about the elbow. That may not be something that we can get back to 100%, but we may be able to get the bone a little bit longer so it's the even length on both sides.
Dwayne was with Helen Woodward Animal Center for between 5 and 6 months, getting all of that care that he needed.
We did, several surgeries on his face to kind of bring him back, not only to looking more like a normal dog, but also it helped his breathing. He doesn't snort anymore. We did do the stem cells, which I think helped with some of that fur that had been damaged from the hot water, and he's able to eat and drink normally, so that's great. So we weren't ultimately able to fix that elbow back to what it was originally, but at this point he's still doing great, and he's not in pain, and he's having a good life. When I first saw the pictures of Dwayne, I was horrified that somebody could do something like that to an animal, but what really struck me is that he still was a happy guy.
The staff and volunteers had become so attached and so invested in Dwayne's future that we were all sort of nervous to start getting applications for him.
So my dog had passed away unexpectedly at the end of July, and so I started looking on the various sites for adopting, and I came across Dwayne, and I remembered his story from several months ago. I think I had just heard a clip on the news. I was thinking that it would be a long shot that I would get him because there were so many people applying. Dr. Carter walked him out through the center. And so I saw him, and of course I recognized him, and I was just like, oh my gosh, here he is, he's so cute, and he's so sweet. And I was really just amazed at how able-bodied he was, that he could get around so easily, and by how playful he was.
When we saw Kelly's application, we all sort of knew that she would just be a really great option for him.
I didn't realize how much I already thought, oh, I want him, until the Labor Day holiday weekend, and I thought, I haven't heard anything yet, and they said they were going to make a decision by Monday. So I started to get nervous. Then I got a call back, you are Dwayne's new mom. And I was just so happy.
Dwayne and his new mom have really become their own love story, and everybody who donated and everyone who followed along with his story and made his recovery happen is now part of that love story.
I love when I get the leash out and he knows he's going. I mean, he starts spinning around, running around, jumping on the sofa, grabbing a toy, squeaking it, because he's just so excited. This is just what he knows now. Life is good, I am loved, I have a home, I am secure, I get to have a lot of fun, and I am cared for.
I am just so grateful that I was a part of it and able to help him, and also that we just have so many wonderful people in the world to counteract the negativity that's done by a few people.
It's staggering to see what we can do when we band together and have faith in our ability to heal animals who need it. I think people would be surprised to know that we actually receive calls daily of animals that have been through terrible things, whether it's a box full of practically newborn puppies that have been abandoned to nearly die of heat stroke in the desert, or a bag of kittens that has been thrown away into a dumpster and they're starving. And when we receive them, we need to be able to say, yes, we're Helen Woodward Animal Center, we're here for you, and we're gonna make them better and give them beautiful lives. The only way that Helen Woodward Animal Center can continue to take these emergency medical cases is through the support of people out there who are touched by it and donate. Thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts at Helen Woodward Animal Center to everyone who helped Dwayne and who is going to help the next Dwayne make full recoveries and live beautiful lives running on the beach and enjoying their families, living the life that they should.